Welcome to Total Retail Talks, your podcast channel for retail knowledge.
Hello, and welcome to episode 61 of Total Retail Talks. I'm Joe Keenan, Executive Editor of Total Retail. Today I'm joined by Bob Cubbins, Vice President, B2C and Seller Experience, as well as the head of the Global Trust at eBay, the e-commerce marketplace. We're going to be discussing eBay's partnership with Sellbrite, a multi-channel e-commerce management solution provider, and some of the various ways that eBay is working to improve the seller experience for its merchants on the marketplace. So thanks for joining me, Bob.
Hey, Joe. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So let's start with that first question. We could talk specific around the partnership with Sellbrite, which happened about a month and a half ago. Tell us kind of why eBay was interested in that.
Well, I mean, first of all, Sellbrite's a leading integrator for multi-channel commerce, and we've been on this path, this course to find ways for our sellers to make it easier and easier for them to integrate with eBay. We know so many of our sellers want to operate in a multi-channel model where they're selling on eBay and other platforms. Of course, we'd obviously love for them to sell only on eBay, but in situations where people want to operate in a multi-channel way, how do we make sure it's really easy for them to do that? And so making it easy, creating these connectors to all the different places where they want to sell. Sellbrite's, at the top of their industry. And so it just made sense for us to partner with them.
You mentioned, obviously, the seller impact there. Let's talk about that. What about the Sellbrite and just some of the other various ways that you're trying to improve the experience for your sellers? Obviously, probably to try to attract more and keep the ones that you already have, I would assume.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let me just back it up a little bit, Joe. Spend a lot of time on the buyer experience. In fact, we've made really transformational changes on the front end buyer experience. Shopping is very different. Search continues to get enhanced. We've invested a ton in our mobile app, and we've got the highest rated mobile app that we've ever had, and it's just continues to get better and better and better. But if you don't have sellers and vibrant inventory and make it really easy for people to get that inventory in the platform, it doesn't do any good, and the marketplace doesn't work. And so sellers are critical. We continue to try to find ways to partner with our sellers. We don't, sell at the same time or the same products as our sellers. And so, for us, it's like, how to make it easy? How do we make them achieve their objectives? How do we help sellers grow and enhance their business on the platform? And that's why we feel like, we're here, and that's why the marketplace over time has been successful.
Let's talk maybe then about an example or two, maybe, Bob, if you have one, on the ways that working with Sellbrite and then just some of the other initiatives at eBay that you're trying to streamline that process and make better relationships with your sellers. Is there any specific examples you might be able to pinpoint?
Well, I mean, I just related to Sellbrite, I think the great thing about them is it's not a listing tool. It's not, just a way to kind of ingest and make it easier to do one step of the process. Sellbrite is an end-to-end multi-channel selling solution. And again, they're top of their industry. And so when you look at that functionality, it's everything from creating listings to managing your inventory to managing and fulfill orders to run reports and understand performance. I mean, it really does create a one-stop shop for sellers to be able to manage their business and grow their business, again, on eBay and then whatever other channels, they're interested in. I think from our standpoint, we've done a lot of things to continue to try to make it easier. One example is we announced recently and have been continuing to develop a series of APIs that make it really, really easy for people to integrate in a highly, technically integrated way to the eBay platform. And those APIs, allow you to do a number of those things as well. So everything from listing to inventory management to performance management to even taking advantage of some of our great promotional tools, promoted listings, markdown manager, and all of those different tools. So for us, it's like, how do we make it incredibly easy and seamless for our sellers to participate in this really vibrant marketplace?
Yeah, maybe we should take a step back, and we've been talking a lot about what you're doing to improve the experience for your sellers, but what's kind of the philosophy at eBay around finding your sellers? Are you actively recruiting and vetting sellers on a continual basis? You can talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, come one, come all, I guess is our approach on that. We really believe that because of the focus that we've put on buyer growth and bringing traffic to the site and continuing to grow our business in lots of ways that are important to sellers, women, millennials, just other customer groups. It's the place where buyers are, and marketplaces are the I believe, are the future of e-commerce. We have 165 million active buyers, and so we continue to grow that. And so no matter what you're selling, there's a buyer for you on eBay. And I think that's just the message that we've been trying to get out. And then once you get people excited about that, it's like, okay, well, is it hard? And so we're trying to continue to build tools, whether they're tools for small sellers like our Seller Hub user experience tools, for folks who are more, kind of spreadsheet or, intermediate sellers, medium sophistication. We've got a series of feeds and a feeds platform that's just been rebuilt that is really world class. And then for larger, more sophisticated sellers, these APIs. So the buyers are here. They're looking for the things that you sell. Let's make it really easy to get on the platform, and that's been the focus that we've had here. And again, Sellbrite is a great example and a cornerstone in that strategy.
Yeah, it's interesting. You mentioned sort of marketplaces being the future of e-commerce on a day where we earlier today reported. I don't know if you've seen some of the Singles Day data that's come out from Alibaba, just kind of crazy numbers. So kind of speaking to that, I guess.
It is a little bit interesting to be talking about marketplace commerce on 11/11, right? I mean, I think. But I think that's real. I mean, consumers are looking for an opportunity to aggregate the way that they shop and purchases, and they're looking for a way to see a variety of options and inventory in one place. I think, especially the mobile generation loses patience with the need to, navigate to multiple places to do something that, is like on one hand entertaining shopping, but on the other hand, like kind of a chore. And so marketplaces just make sense. And so if you create a frictionless, non-competitive, vibrant marketplace with great product in it, people will come, and we feel really excited about the role that we play in that.
And then let's talk a little bit about the business benefits that eBay hopes to realize from working with partners like Sellbrite.
Yeah.
What are kind of the end goals you hope to get out of those types of relationships?
Yeah, I mean, again, part of it is just we want more and more inventory on the site. And then secondly, depending on each of the sellers' needs, we have different forms of relationships that we have with sellers. So we give people tools to help grow their business in the form of promotional activities. We give them all these different ways of integrating and managing their business. And then, we have support options for them if they sort of get in trouble. So I think all those things combined make it a really friendly place to be a seller. We just launched, as an example, on the back of our APIs, a really big integration with BigCommerce, which, as you know, is one of the big multi-channel integrators and platform providers. And that's already starting to take off, and we literally just launched it a couple of days ago. And so, we really feel like the more inventory that's on the platform, the more vibrant and differentiated that inventory is for 165 million buyers, and the more and more buyers that we continue to bring to the platform, that's how eBay derives benefit. We're very focused on providing our buyers the best choice, the best relevance, and for our sellers, the most powerful selling platform. And those strategies and the things that we do are clearly aligned to those strategies.
Yeah, and that'll take me to my final question, Bob. It's kind of, how does this, all the work that you're doing with sellers that we've been talking about, how does that end up correlating to the consumer experience when they come to the eBay marketplace? What are some of the ways that you feel like those two are connected and can serve to create that loyal relationship with not only your sellers, but also people that are shopping the eBay marketplace coming back again and again?
Yeah, I mean, we know that people come to eBay for differentiation and value, and we talk a lot about the right product at the right price in the right condition in the right moment. And this idea that eBay has that for you as a buyer, I think, is really integral and important to our strategy. It's all coming together at holiday this year. I mean, I know today's 11/11, but guess what? We have Black Friday coming and Cyber Monday and a whole bunch of shopping related to the holiday. And so we've done some really, we've marketed in a much more aggressive way. I don't know if you've seen some of our commercials have launched over the last couple of days. So we've done a ton of aggressive marketing. We've invested a lot in a new holiday hub that we've deployed, and you can get to that from the eBay homepage. We've worked a lot to kind of bring new buyers to the site. We've created a lot of new experiences, and I think you can't have a great marketplace without a great buyer experience, but you also can't have a great marketplace without the right inventory. And so those things working together are what are gonna drive the future success of eBay, and we feel really great about the path that we're on.
I want to take this opportunity to thank Bob Cubbins of eBay for his time and sharing some of the exciting and cool things that the company is working on. You can check out our podcast channel page, mytotalretail.com/podcast for show notes. Total Retail Talks is available on iTunes and Stitcher. Make sure to subscribe on our podcast channel page as well. Lastly, please follow us on Twitter at MyTotalRetail or on Facebook at facebook.com/MyTotalRetail. Thanks, and I look forward to you joining us on the next episode of Total Retail Talks.